All right, welcome everyone to another Mountain Man Monday. This is live stream episode number 55. Today is December the 14th, 2020. I want to welcome everyone that joins me live here on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel and anyone who may be watching later. And as always, you can find this live stream and all of them archived on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel under the live stream playlist. I hope everyone, as always, is having a great start to their week and a nice Monday. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I was with you all. Life's been busy. Things have been very busy, but good. And so trying to get back to a routine a little bit here. And with that routine, getting back on here to the weekly live stream. Got a couple of folks popping in here. And as you can see tonight, I have my fiber optic Christmas tree behind me. Let's see, what can we spot in this picture right now? Well, one, my hair shows that there's been a pandemic in 2020 because it's getting really long. I mean, it's something else in the sides and stuff. We got the Christmas tree back there, which is really cool because it's Christmas time. And yeah, well, it's nighttime because it's that time of the year and it gets dark early. So who do we have here tonight? We've got Smoky Mountain Hiker. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. Hello to you as well. You are first here this evening. Great to have you here. And I hope you're having a wonderful start to your week and everything's going well with you over in East Tennessee. We got Lily up north. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man, how are you? I'm doing all right. How are you doing this evening? We have some snow, but rain is forecasted for tomorrow. I would figure you'd start getting into some heavier snow up there. I was watching the Steelers game last night from Buffalo, New York, kind of getting up in the Northeast, and they had that lake effect snow. And so, yeah, that can put a hurting on in the wintertime for those areas up there. We got Foxy Wook live from North Carolina. It's Monday night, Mr. Mountain Man Monday. We got to get the the biceps in there. Happy to be here. Glad to have you here, Foxy Wolf. All the regulars popping in here. Hey, we got Kentucky Girl here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man, and all my friends in the chat. Hello to you as well. I hope things were well up your way in your neck of the woods and everything is fantastic. I hope you all are having a nice start to your holiday season as well. So for me today, I actually just finished right before, to give you an indication of how busy it's been. I just finished right before the live stream decorating for Christmas. There was we have this we had started on Friday. I guess technically we started decorating on Wednesday. I pulled a couple of boxes out of the garage and put up a couple of quick things that just plug in, including that tree behind me. And then the heavy decorating, like putting up the tree and everything, that happened on Saturday. Put some lights outside on Sunday. But then this little tree I've had in the kitchen, actually, it was the first tree my wife and I ever had. So that thing's about 20 years old. But we decorate that. So I had to put a strand of lights on it. We got a bunch of little decorations. Just finished that. Put all the little crates back out in the garage and finally done. Better late than never. Don't normally decorate for Christmas this late. December the 14th. This is pretty late to be decorating for Christmas. Normally and customarily, we are the day after Thanksgiving type people. That Friday is just tradition. But this year, there were so many things going on with the house. I may have mentioned we had some water damage and we had to get some new flooring put in, and that was causing the house to be upside down, and it was really disorganized, and that went through Thanksgiving. And it was just a lot going on. And then I had a bunch of work stuff going on, and it just was super, super duper duper busy, and finally got around to being able to do the Christmas decorations. I just want to get back to routine. Honestly, that's all I want. And this is part of it. So my apologies for not being on last Monday. It's been a crazy couple of months, and it's not a comparison to anybody else's hectic life, but kids, work, the house has been upside down, just been a lot, just like go, 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 go. I'm looking forward to some R&R and get back to a little bit of a routine. We got Ted and Deborah Harrison here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. Hello to you as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice weekend. Nice to have you here. Let's see here. Hey, we got Living Like Larry. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man, Kentucky Girl, Foxy, and all. Hello to you as well. Pull up a chair. Enjoy having you here this evening. Foxy. Figure you were in mourning for the Steelers. So last week, the Steelers had lost that game. I actually watched on delay because I have a DVR, with DirecTV. And so a lot of the games I don't watch live. Life is just too busy with the kids and family and work. So I cannot usually, in fact, I prefer to watch the game on delay. I'll turn off my phone. I'll start the game 90 minutes late. And then I just enjoy it like that. I've been doing it for years and years and years. I mean, sometimes I'll watch a game live, but the advantage of that is, one, it's more efficient because you can get more time. So if you need to do something or you're doing something else, and two, I fast forward through the commercials. So I can watch like a 3 hour and 15-minute football game in about 2 hours. And with just how busy stuff is, it's really hard to just sit down for 3.5 hours. So I watched that game on delay, and yeah, they did lose, and that stunk. That Redskin game really was bad because we were a better team than them. And that was a stinker of a game. Last night we lost again. So we were 11-0, and then we lost 2 in a row. Buffalo's a credible team. They're good. So that one still stunk. We were really sloppy. We have a ton of injuries. So yeah, it's been a rough go. I mean, I still have my Steelers shirt on. So let me get that out of the way so you can see it. Oh, geez, another banner too. Yeah. Here we go. Steelers. Got to represent. Okay. So, all right. Back to the comments. Let's see here. Anybody else say anything? Yeah. How did that happen? I'm assuming you're asking about the Steelers. Well, it's really difficult to go undefeated in general in any sports, especially NFL. There's such parity. I think in college, there's less parity. You just have these powerhouses and they kind of run the table. But in NFL, it's the old cliche, any given Sunday. And so, yeah, it was not their time. And Josh Allen was in top form. Yeah, I think I wasn't so impressed specifically with him. I mean, it wasn't like he threw for like 400 yards and 4 touchdowns or 5 touchdowns or anything spectacular. They look like the Bills. So I give credit to the coaching staff. They did their homework. And they knew the soft spot in the armor and they got after it. So tip of the cap to the Bills, the entire team, but especially coaching. You can tell when they have a game plan. So even if the other team doesn't look fantastic, they're fantastic enough to beat a team. And the Steelers are just littered with injuries on defense. A lot of our stars are out. We have like no running game, and it's just it's tough. I'm looking at your tree behind you. It looks like it's fiber optic. Is that right? Yeah. So that's what I was going through the beginning, talking about my late foray into decorating for Christmas because things have been so nuts. That was, again, the reason I wasn't on last week. And then I think 2 weeks before that, it has just been, guys, just been a really crazy couple of months. I'm sure you all can appreciate in your lives, the different things that go on. It's just been a whole lot. And so I'm looking for a little bit of routine. In fact, I think I'm through it now. I think a lot of the stuff of the craziness we got through. And so now it's just time to maybe relax and just notch back a little bit, watch some Christmas movies, and spend time with the family and not have to be always fixing something or doing something around the house or, work or this or that. So, yeah, I like that tree. So I was a big fan, and usually am, of buying Christmas decorations after Christmas, because if you hit Walmart at the right time, which I have been in there before, say December 28th or 29th, and they come over the loudspeaker and they're like, all of a sudden, everything in the Christmas department is 70% off. Well, you just, $20 tree, what do you get? You get it for like $6 or $7. You just good deal on stuff like that. wrapping paper, Christmas lights, and then I just stuff it all away. Of course, it's a little anticlimactic because you can't enjoy it that year unless there's a few days left. You come home, maybe put it up for a few days and then take it back down. But I was always buying stuff after the holidays and to try to save the money. And so a lot of these things have come from that. Rarely do I pay a premium for anything. Although I'll tell you a little story about the lights. So if you saw on my Instagram, I put up a picture of doing some lights. And I usually have a pretty good stock and I usually keep a couple extra, but I sometimes I'll do solid red, solid white, solid green in different bushes or different areas or, whatever. And I was running short, and I think the stores have gotten a lot smarter in the last 10 years. Like if you want Christmas lights, you better go buy them like Thanksgiving weekend because they run out and they don't restock. And I think, I don't work in retail, but I gather that what they're doing is they don't want to have oodles and oodles of stockpile after Christmas anymore to have to put on clearance. They can manage their inventory, throttle it so that they have the appropriate amount. And when they run out, I remember 10, 15 years ago, you used to be able to still find icicles and LED or string lights and everything after Christmas. Now it's like I had ordered from Lowe's 2 100 multicolored string lights, and they called me and said, even though our inventory said we had it, we have to cancel your order. There aren't any in town. And that was okay. Lowe's, I got the last few boxes of solid red and white. I wasn't completely out. I just needed to finish a project. And so I try to get that stuff after the holidays. But when it comes to lights, you got to buy the lights ahead of time and you got to buy them early. In fact, I think the first time I ran into that was 2 years ago. I was doing icicles and I didn't have enough, and I went to the store and you couldn't find them. And then I went online, and people will find that spot between like now and Christmas and jack up lights on like eBay and Amazon and everything like 3 times as much because they know that everybody's out. And so it's supply and demand. Just got to kind of think ahead and get them shoot as early as places are putting out Christmas stuff now, starting in September and October. You probably buy those lights in like October, just have it out of the way. Foxy Wolf says, I cannot stand Buffalo, the team nor the city. I've been to Buffalo. One of my buddies I grew up with, his father lived there for some years, and I went up there many, many moons ago, probably 23 years ago. Didn't spend a whole lot of time in Buffalo. I did go to Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. I really enjoyed that. I'd like to go back there someday. Oh boy, I guess I'm not looking top shape. Your eyes look very tired tonight. And maybe do I just look like crap? Like I did not like, I didn't, I was like, well, I'm going to not slick my hair back because I want to kind of show how big it is. I hope I don't look that dumpy. I don't know. Sometimes I'm worried. I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't slick back my hair and stuff. I got the light shining on me and stuff, but they're still, I hope I'm not took too droopy. Better listen to Foxy. She's a nurse. Right. I could always use a good night's sleep. Honestly, there have been, with the baby and everything, there's a string of, there's a lot of nights getting 5.5 hours of sleep or something like that. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I had a nice Monday so far. It was an okay day. You can't find red lights anywhere here, all sold out. I had to Strand stop working. Now I can't find any. So living like Larry, you're right, it's hit or miss. One of the Lowe's that's traditionally out of stuff had 5 boxes left, and I think I bought 3 of them. That was on Saturday, and I went and picked them up on Sunday. People have started decorating year-round with lights and things now. All holidays and seasons are about lights. Right. I've noticed a lot of people. Just want to jump down real quick. I saw Lily wanted to wish you Merry Christmas. I have an early morning. Take care. Be safe. Take care, Mr. Mountain Man, all in chat. You as well, Lily. If you had already left, I apologize. I was a little behind there. I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful Christmas as well. So the red lights, you can't find any. And then Foxy mentioned they're all, like a lot of people, and it actually looks kind of cool. I'm kind of on the fence about it. It's kind of a pun because people put them on the fence. The lights, that you sometimes I'm like, white lights would look pretty cool all year long. Like if you have a patio or a deck, just kind of a little ambiance or atmosphere. It doesn't matter if it's June or July, it kind of lights things up at night. It looks cool. But then the part I'm on the fence about is, does that take away from the Christmas season? Like the excitement of those lights, does it dilute it? Anything always feels like a great idea. Then when you really do it and you leave them up in March and April and May and June, and maybe somebody who wants to leave a tree up all year or Christmas, it takes away some of that specialness, because it is special because it's only 6 weeks, 6 to 7 weeks, depending on when you put your decorations up and take them down. But you're right. I think that makes them in high demand. Stock up at Christmas time. Send me a box of 100 count. Yeah. Oh, I used them all. They're all out and they're all outside right now. So I don't have any surplus on red, but next year, Living Like Larry, go to Walmart or wherever, but Walmart in particular usually has them for about $2.50, maybe $3 a box. If you go there about Thanksgiving or a little before, you should be able to get, spend $10, $20 and just stock up on what you like. I like actual lights. I'm not a real fan of the plastic blow up Christmas decorations. That's interesting, Kentucky girl, because we've had in the past like Snoopy and Mickey, the blow up. Okay, here's my thing I'm also on the fence about whether I like those or not. They're really cool at night. The kids love them. They look really neat. I like them and they're real cute. What I don't like is during the day. I like the house to look nice and stuff. And the problem with them during the day is they kind of deflate. They sit there in the yard. If it's raining, they look like a flat tire, just kind of like somebody left a tarp in the yard, in the middle of the yard or something. It just, and this may not be your sentiment. This is mine. It's just, I don't know. And also the other problem with them is if you live in a windy area, no matter how you try to tie them up and strap them, they don't seem to cooperate very well at all with the wind. If that's what you meant by the plastic blowups, by the way, that's what I was talking about. The ones that you plug in and they blow up and they got the air blowing in them and stuff. Here's a question for you all. What do you guys think about LED lights? By the way, in general, LED lights, my entire house is LED lights. Save money, they look great and all this, whatever. It's weird with Christmas lights. I went gung-ho with LEDs when they first came out. Great, they won't burn out. I like it. A+, A+, A+. We have colored LED lights on the Christmas tree and the main tree. They are so bright and perfect. They don't have that soft hue or tint to them like regular incandescent, I guess they call, the regular Christmas lights, the cheaper ones, believe it or not. They're so, again, bright and vivid. And these sound like good words, by the way, like bright, vivid, colorful. There's something about it. It's just too much. Maybe I have too many of them in the tree. They don't have that soft glow like the other types. So it's weird. I wouldn't say that I'm going to completely stick to non-LEDs. It's just there's an ironic plus to some of the cheaper Christmas lights in that the soft glow. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about. And if you're not, well, maybe I sound weird. I am not a fan of the blow-ups either. I'll be interested to see. Yeah. Yep. Have a good evening. Let's see. A couple people jumped in here. Hey, Rita, glad you're back. You look fine. Don't worry about things. Yeah. At least I'm smiling, right? Yeah. I'm telling you, it's the hair. I look a little scraggly. I have curly hair. Can you guys tell? Look at that. Look at that on the sides. Like it kind of like flares up a little bit. And when I was a kid, a little bit of a towhead and all that stuff. Hey, Hike with Mike. I haven't had a good sleep since 1989. I know, right? Like, and I don't follow all the rules that you're supposed to, like no caffeine past a certain point. I do have a blue light filter on the phone, but you're not really supposed to be looking at electronics. The problem is like I'll do all kinds of work, or I might be working for work and doing stuff and blah, 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 blah. And finally I might get the dust settle at like 11 o'clock at night or something like that. And then I'm like, well, my reward at 11:30, I want to watch a little TV or something, so I might watch an hour or hour and a half of TV. Well, technically by all the sleeping stuff, You really shouldn't do that because it stimulates, the eyes and everything, or look at your phone, read a book, have a tea, kind of wind down, take a shower. So I'm aware of the procedure. I just I don't always follow it. Yeah, a long time no see. Yeah, being here in the Smokies when they leave the lights on 4 to 5 months a year has burnt me out on them. Yes, Smoky Mountain Hiker. Good comment. I wondered about that. I realized that like a year ago or something ago. I had mentioned, I was like, wow, the lights are up in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg for a long time. And I got educated that they leave them up till like, the day Smoky Mountain Hiker. I don't remember, but it was like, I was there on like Super Bowl Sunday and I think the lights were still up, and that's late February, mid to late February. So it does dilute it a little bit. I get what they're going for. Like, maybe people weren't able to make it during the Christmas holiday and try to get some of that traffic and that wintertime Smokies feel and the lights and stuff. But you're right. And you might be talking about not just the city there, William. You might be talking about the real, just people in cabins and stuff like that might be doing it as well. Get them Valentines. Yes. What was that? Let's see. Living like Larry. What did I miss? What did he say? I must have missed that. My favorite holiday is Arbor Day. You know what? I might have an article about, believe it or not, about Arbor Day tonight. Stay tuned. We have camping therapy. Hello, everyone. Hello to you. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Let us know how you are doing. Go plant a tree. Right. I have articles about trees. This is a great segue. You guys might have read my mind. I use all LED. Yeah. So I would too, but I was curious if you guys knew what I was talking about. I got way behind on the comments here. Love LEDs. No, not warm to touch, and they're bright. Yes, they are not warm to the touch, and they are bright. Loggy Doggy. Hi, Mr. Mountain. Hi, everyone. Hello to you. I hope you're having a great start to your week. A nice Monday. Let us know how you're doing. We got HPR news here. Greetings from Little Switzerland, one of the most wonderful places in Western North Carolina. I hope you're having a great start to your week. A nice Monday. Let us know how you're doing. I've heard that living and working under fluorescent lights is not good for your eyes. It might not be. I think that's okay. So I don't have many fluorescent lights in the house. Like I changed the fluorescence in the garage to LEDs. There is one room that has fluorescence. A couple of closets still have fluorescence. But for the most part, any replaceable bulb that could go to LED in the house, I do have LEDs. I have regular mini lights on my 4-foot tree and one strand of LED. The regular ones look yellow and the LED ones have a slight blue tint. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So maybe, let's see. The fluorescent lights kill my eyes and make them water real badly. Yeah. I read on a Kindle before going to sleep, but I have the blue light set on it. Yeah. And I have the blue light filter on my phone as well. The thing is, if I reboot the phone or if it freezes and I have to reboot it, it doesn't automatically turn back on. I have to remember to do that. Angela's here. Hello to you as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week. A nice Monday. Let us know how you're doing. Let's see. Everybody's saying howdy. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss any comments here. I love trees. Well, this is great because I've got stories on that tonight. You're going to love it. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you do like it, yay. I just enjoy having you all here, and it's a lot of fun. Yes, love some trees. Doing well, enjoying a nice fire in this cold evening. A+. That's wintertime at its best. Whether you got a fake fire or a real fire, it doesn't matter. Fireplace. I grew up with a real fireplace, but in the house I'm in now, we have a fake fireplace. But it doesn't matter. Any warmth. I just love being in the season. You know what? Hike with Mike, if you're still around, that's one of the things I after several years when I did live down in Florida, I was starting to miss because, it's just the change of seasons. Well, we've had that conversation before, but yeah, I do like it. Used to live in Burnsville. I'm in Pennsylvania now for a while. Yep. Burnsville, just up the road, Little Switzerland. Zoom meeting last week with our software company, and today I got a certificate in the mail that they planted a tree in my honor because you passed a test. That's awesome. That is a super green company right there, if that's true. Want to listen to some Led Zeppelin right now. All right. Well, what do we got here? I actually have Led Zeppelin on my playlist here. What do we got? We've got How about this one? How about this one? Do you like this song? You can't hear it because it's not really hold on. Achilles' Last Stand. That's a great one. That's a great song. That's a 10-minute song right there. That's an awesome song. And that's not one that they play like on the radio a lot. I got the Immigrant Song and Baby, I'm Gonna Leave You. All right, enough of that. Yeah, great. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, always time for some Zeppelin. I prefer the traditional warm Christmas lights. Okay, so Angela, you yeah, and I don't know if anybody else knows what I'm talking about. Again, you know, if I had both strands, I could hold them here for you and show you what it is like. I technically have a spruce pine address, but live up the mountain above Little Switzerland. Right. Yeah. So you're not one like in my video, there's 46 is the population, I think. So if you were there in Little Switzerland, you'd be number 47 and plus whoever you're with. My Kindle is set for automatic blue light at 10 until the morning. That's what mine is too, as long as I don't reboot it. Let's see. No bright lights needed for everyone to smash the like button. Also, if not already, and of course, I got to get when I see that from Foxy, I always got to get out my Mountain Man hammer. And if already not, subscribe and ring that notification bell, and we will see you here every Monday night for some great chit chat. Let's see. How do we do that? Yeah, there we go. All right. That's cool. Smash the like button. Let's see. Any warmth. Video and audio are good. Thank you. Thank you for the report, Rita. I appreciate that. I went around and said, everybody shut off the internet. So hopefully we're doing all right tonight. I am definitely burning real wood in the fireplace, but the wood burning stove is not fired up. Definitely. That's pure mountains right there. That's awesome. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I got somebody. Oh, hey. First of all, Evangelos Taxarchis, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name. First of all, welcome to the channel. Hello, I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. And you are right. You are so right. Don't play YouTube or it'll look into your account. Absolutely. I'd be messed up if I got flagged on this one. You are so right. Well, anyway, we'll see. The one thing that has happened to me, and by the way, again, welcome to the channel. Great to have you here. These live streams, what I normally do is archive them in the playlist, but you are 100% right. I didn't even think about that. Oh, LED talk tonight reminds me of Led Zeppelin. I got you. Missed that one. Maybe it's with the sleepy eyes. Hey, Chad Loveless is here. Hello, Mr. Mountman and all. Hope everyone's good. Been a really rough couple of weeks here. Yeah, I hope you're doing all right. I can't say on my end it's been rough. It's just been extremely hectic and busy. And I was kind of talking at the onset of this live stream that I was kind of looking to getting back into some routine, but keeping things in perspective for 2020. We had a bunch of stuff go on with the house too, like our sewer pipe between the house and the septic tank. For whatever reason, probably the ground settling over many years, the pipe separated by 12 inches. And so there is like, it's just raw earth as a tunnel between the separated pipe. And what caught me onto this was, so we go through these months of the floor damage and the stuff unrelated, just some water damage. We finally get it all done. And the next day I hear the pipes gurgling when we would put water down. I did a quick check. I read that wasn't normal. And you know, me being kind of an eclectic handyman, I try to fix stuff. And I ended up seeing that I should call a plumber. So I called a plumber and they're like, well, maybe your septic tank's full. So I pay on a Saturday to have it pumped, which was a premium, and that's several $100s. But then when they were done pumping it, they said, it's not draining into the tank. So go flush all the toilets and turn on all the showers to see if whatever's in your house will just push through and then you'll be done. Well, it didn't. And he's like, you're going to have to pay for another plumber to come out, the same company, but another plumber to snake it, hopefully push whatever's through. Another plumber comes out and they couldn't do it through the clear out valve because they didn't know where the clog was. So they had to pull a toilet and snake it. And when they snaked it, they put the scope down there like a video scope, and then they found that the pipe was separated. And so that pulling of the toilet and the snaking was another $500 or $600, and then the septic tank pump was like $400, and then they came up with the estimate for the sewer pipe repair, which was like $6,000. And I was like, holy cow, that is too much money. What are we talking about here? And they're talking about how far it is underground and how problem. So I got the owner of the company come out, and we got it, a different plan, so they didn't have to dig down as far, basically replacing the pipe. But this happened all right after everything else was done. That's just a little tidbit. It's been crazy, but nothing like health related or anything like that. And so thankfully, I can say it's just been crazy. That's all. Let's see, where was I on the comments here? I was with Chad Loveless. Rita said, I have a real fireplace, but I put fake logs in it. The real ones are much too trouble. We did that growing up too. We had the little ones that came in the wrapper, and you just lit the wrapper, and then it would work. Chad Loveless, all things starting to look up for you. I hope so. Anyone remember the lights that had liquid inside that you put on the Christmas tree? I do not. I remember the large size bulbs. If there are liquid inside, please inform me. Angela does remember that. Didn't they kind of bubble those lights you were talking about? You mean like lava lights? Like, yeah, that I know. The virus has hit my family hard. Wife got it, is feeling better slowly. Dad in Michigan got it, then my mom couldn't beat it. She passed away last week. I'm so sorry about that, Chad. I really, really am. Prayers, please, for your family. Again, that's the kind of, this is the kind of stuff like you're dealing with that has been the epitome of the bad way of 2020. And why, to be quite honest, on this channel, you guys have in the past, and I know it's such a controversial subject, but I'm so behave, protect your fellow American and mask up and social distance and, help, protect people. I read in the news today, over 300,000 have just died from this. This is awful. I mean, just look at what Chad's writing here. And this is just, I have, basically since day one, I've taken it super seriously. I'm so sorry for your loss. And, I have a buddy of mine, up north as well, with wife and kids, and their whole family got it as well, and is dealing with it right now. Now, thankfully, because there's nobody elderly or with any serious conditions, they're just dealing with the normal symptoms. But let me tell you guys something as an anecdote from somebody I know, and I don't know Chad directly, but my buddy, and some of the people I've known, they're fit and, athletic, and these are healthy people. And when they get it, I think a lot of people aren't scared of this thing because they're like, oh, if I get it, it'll just be a headache or non-symptomatic, or it won't be a big deal. I read on Facebook, it'll be no big deal. Let me tell you something. The people that I know that are getting it, it sucks. It stinks. Like, okay, it might not be death, obviously, thankfully for most, but it still is awful. Like horrible headaches, fatigue for weeks, loss of smell, loss of taste, can be fever, can be vomit, all kinds of stuff. It's not fun. And it's not like it's just nothing. I take it very, very seriously. And I get really kind of peeved when I see people who think it's fake, or they don't, they don't want to wear masks, or they don't want to protect, or it's just nuts. And this is the worst of it. Like people are, they're losing loved ones. And I'm really, really sorry for you, Chad. I feel really badly for you. So anyway, my heart goes out to you, and so do prayers. My fireplace is gas. Looks nice, but miss the sound of a real fire, the crackle. I have a DVD or a Blu-ray that I put in that makes crackling noise on the TV with a fake fire too. So that's crazy. Yes, definitely love and support for Chad's family. I can't remember what they were called, Foxy Wolf, but here the lights wrap around the Christmas tree. Oh, the ones with the liquid. Chad, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it all works out for you and your family. My favorite place is a campfire. Yeah, probably an outside campfire. Yes, it's awful. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. It definitely hasn't been easy, and it all happened so quickly. Yeah. Yes, sorry to hear. Condolences. Hope things get better. Here's some bacon. Does Chad like bacon? I don't know. Like, bacon's always good. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe on other live streams, I know people interact and socialize and know things behind the scenes. Smoky Mountain Hiker, you can still get them at nostalgic stores, and they are LEDs now as well. Ah, okay. Yes. Hi, everyone. Hey, Tina. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. We've had to have our sewer lines replaced several years ago, and the pipe was rotted away. Okay, it sounds like, Rita, something similar has happened in my neck of the woods, and it was really deep, like 5 feet underground. So what they're going to do is, instead of trying to go down and repair that, they're just going to bring it up a little bit. I'm not a plumber, but code changes over the years, and technology gets better, and they find better ways of doing stuff. So basically, they're not going to do it the way it was originally routed and try to make it better. Sending prayers. Yes, mother is a precious thing to lose. This is the stuff that gets me fired up too. I mean, you guys know that I'm like healthy and I work out and all that stuff. So you would say that on paper, I could be one of those people that's like, it's no big deal. But this is the kind of stuff I've been saying all year too. It's like, you can't be selfish, because you might go to Walmart, and if you throw caution to the wind, you might pass it on to a person who then has a mom at home who's 80 years old or 90 or 70 or 60, it doesn't matter. And then they get it. That's awful. And so this has been such a tough year. And you know what stinks is that there's other countries where they have like zero, not because they're lucky COVID, because they didn't mind helping out their fellow countrymen, and, contract tracing and social distancing and masks and closing when appropriate and throttling that. And now there's some countries that are back up having like live concerts and doing all kinds of stuff because they managed it well. It's just rotten apples. I feel so badly for everybody. It just feels like there's a lot of, well, it didn't happen to me, so I don't care. But like, I just feel for people like Chad and even my buddy who got it and his family. I mean, thankfully they didn't have to go to the hospital or nothing like that. But I mean, it's still who wants to raise your hand if you want to be down and out for 2 weeks during the holidays with horrible symptoms? It just stinks. So, yes, prayers for you, Chad. I might be able to. Okay, I'm going to try again. Evangelos Taxiarchis. If I mispronounce it, I could just say Evangelos. I'm in front of my open wood fire, sending you all warm, festive happiness and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's to you all. Thank you, and to you as well. That's a very kind thing to say. We really appreciate it. That's awesome. Yes, they bubbled inside. Look them up, and they were called bubble lights. Oh, that's fantastic. I will have to look at that. My mom's not here tonight. Usually when she's here, she can remember some of that old stuff. If you love your fellow man, wear a mask. Thank you, Kentucky girl, for saying that. That is super cool. Hey, I got an article coming up. I mean, there is some positive news on the horizon, but it doesn't matter for folks like Chad who have, lost loved ones, and people this holiday season that are missing a mom, an aunt, a brother, who knows, and just rough. I mean, isn't it staggering that as many people are dying a day from this right now as 9/11? I mean, whoa, and that's crazy. People think that you cannot get reinfected, but you can have it this time and again. So no true immunity has been documented. Be safe. Yes. Takes much out of you. My wife said a train that hit you. Yeah. And so, and again, I don't know you that well, Chad, but looking at your picture, I mean, you're a family man there, and you got some kids, yeah. So you're of the age, you think, young and no, I mean, it'll take out the best of people like a heavyweight fighter hitting you in the face. So yeah. Tina says, my friend was in the hospital for 16 days and still critical when he came home. One of the first patients, I believe, in this county was it was back in like February when people were just trying to figure things out and stuff. They had to go to the hospital, and it was a gentleman that I think he was like 40 or 50 years old, and he had a really rough go of it. So yeah, it's really a wild card. We have a gas fireplace. Definitely missed the wood burning one. Well, you know, the one advantage of the gas is, you know, you click a button and it's on, or you flick a switch if you have it hooked up like that. And you don't have to worry about all the soot and stuff. And some people like the smell, but also that stench can get all over. Like when I was growing up, the entire house and every piece of furniture and all the carpet and everything smelled like burnt wood. Now, that can be cool. But I remember taking a nap, and it could be March or April or August, and lay down on the couch, and you just get that stench of like the fireplace. Again, could be cool, but sometimes, you know, I don't know. Dave Cantrell, hello, Mr. Mountman and everyone. Sorry, and prayers, Chad. Yeah, hello to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Thank you for Chad on behalf of Chad here. Vaccines being rolled now. Time will tell whether it be effective or not. I'm going to tell you this much, my comments on that, because it's my live stream. Every credible doctor has said it is safe, and you know, that they would take it, and they think that folks should take it as well. I don't have an ounce in me of conspiracy theory for the companies or anything like that. And I also don't believe in a lot of Facebook fodder of people saying, well, they rushed it. So, you know, process of, you know, deducing logic would say they went too fast and they didn't go through the trials quick enough. So could it be safe or not? I'm telling you, people who have degrees much greater than mine and have spent many, many years in school, epidemiologists, doctors, nurses, people that are, you know, well versed in this particular industry, I will follow in their footsteps. Listen, everything has a risk. You know, if one of the most probably hypocritical things that we do on a routine basis is drive cars, because we talk about all the things that can and eat poorly, you know, heart disease, smoking, drinking, in moderation and stuff, but, you know, driving, the dangers and how many people, I mean, all these things could be put out there and said, you know, how awful they are. So what's going to happen is a handful of people are probably going to have an adverse effect from the vaccine, and it's going to blow up. But the millions or hundreds of thousands it could save is if I start to hear credible doctors and scientists say that there is a problem, then I will yield to that. I am yielding to the professionals in this industry. Just like the plumbers that are going to fix my house, they are the knowledgeable one. The electricians, the doctors, the engineers, I totally yield to the expertise in this, and I'm not going to try to deduce my own logic, layman's logic of, you know, from Facebook memes and stuff like that on that. So, so we'll see. But that I plan on getting it whenever available. Sending you and your family love, Chad. Stay strong. Wearing a mask is like the passengers on the Titanic refusing to wear the life vest. Did you mean not wearing a mask? I assume that's what not wearing, right? Not wearing a mask is like the passengers on the Titanic refusing to wear the life vest. Right. Yes. And whoops, I think I skipped a couple of comments here. Merry Christmas to you. Yes. Yes. Did I miss any comments? If I missed any, anyway, sorry. Your new floor looks nice, and you were right about sealing the grout. Makes a big difference. Rita is giving a nod to the Eclectic Handyman, my other YouTube channel. I did a quick video. One of the rooms we got tile in, and they don't seal the grout. And I asked the question after they were done. I'm like, how do we prevent it from getting dirty? He's like, you got to seal it. I did some research. I found out which one was good. I found out how easy it was to do, and I threw together a very quick video. I have coworkers that think Bill Gates planted a microchip in the vaccine to track you. They really believe that. I have heard that nonsense as well. There will always be flat earthers. It's crazy. I don't know what else to say that yeah, Larry, I don't know. I don't know how you process. I don't know how you. This is the double-edged sword about social media, by the way. I mean, this is a great avenue because we're here enjoying each other through YouTube, which is social media, but there is a definite poison to it too for spreading of terrible information, and making it convincing sounding. I know, put a couple of facts together that sound convincing, and then it really catches on. It's a weird, you really have to, just be careful about where the information comes from. Oh my goodness. I just saw another comment come up here, and Foxy's going to say something about it. Not this one. Heard a doctor say on the news today it may not be available to public May or June. You're probably right. Camping therapy. Excuse me. Yeah, I think for the non elderly and emergency workers and folks like that, I agree. I heard it's going to be a spring probably. So yeah, I wonder how long it'll be before it's available at Walgreens. So yeah, it's steady as she goes with the same, social distancing masks and all that stuff. David says you look tired, Mr. Mama. I'm telling you, I guess my El Natural look here with the hair has got me looking like, I don't know. Somebody else said I don't know, or maybe you read up on the stack here and saw that somebody else said it tonight. So sorry about that. Maybe it's the lighting or something. Should I do a different color of light here? Maybe we'll look. Maybe I'll pop my eyes up. How about that? Does that look a little more natural? Let's see. That one's better. There we go. Brings out, maybe it looks a little bit better. Sometimes you got to step back and say, now that's just ridiculous. Right, Larry. Random thought and note here, Larry. I saw a yellow Camaro the other day, and I thought about you because you have a yellow Camaro. Oh, little blurry. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully somebody didn't jump on. Positive side, COVID is a good wake-up call for all living things on Earth. We must put human health and Earth health in front of everything else. We've been doing time to care for life and each other. Good message there. We all have to look out after each other. Like, tell people when they look tired. Angela says I have gray hair. Well, I appreciate that. It's not, it is your eyes. Look hollow and tired. Lighting not going to fix that. So, all right. Well, last night, truth be told, last night, I did not get a very good night's sleep. I remember this morning I had said something about that. I said, I didn't sleep that well. Every once in a while, I just have a bad night's sleep. It was a little windy. I don't know why. No particular reason for it, but it is a true statement. I did not have a very good night's sleep last night. I'm sorry. I always try to sit up straight and look good for you all. So, hey, we got Blondie's Adventures here. Great having Blondie here. Hi, Mr. Mountain. Stop in to say hi. Oh, the traveling Hoosier and I have COVID. The traveling Hoosier is doing better than I am. Having a rough time with it. It's in my lungs. Blondie, I don't know how long you've been here. We've been talking about it for about the last 20 minutes because Chad, unfortunately, lost some loved ones to this. And I'm just giving my opinions. It upsets me when folks don't protect each. I can't stand seeing people get sick from this thing when some of it feels preventable, especially when you compare it to what the other countries and how it's managing it. I prayers for you guys, and I really hope you get through it. I was talking about a buddy of mine who got it. They're having a rough time with it. I'm telling you guys, like when I go out to the grocery store and I see somebody with a mask and they've got it down around their neck, I just want to go over there and be like, would you just please, put it on to, respect everybody else? Because, I get it. They're not wartime airtight gas masks. Okay. I understand that, but they are effective. Like if somebody sneezed or didn't know they were sick, and if you stay 6 feet apart, it's a deterrent and it helps. And I just feel so badly for people who are getting it. So our prayers for you, Blondie. And I hope you can, pull through it and, with, the strength and get better. I hear it's a rough go. We've been talking about it on and off for like 30 minutes. Yeah, let us know how you're doing. I was so worried about you. Been praying for you in the Hoosier every day. Pretty sick with it. Yeah. This thing stinks. It's super aggressive. The reason I say super aggressive, just because like, Chad didn't explain exactly, but my other buddy and some of the people I've known, one person in the house gets it. Boom. Everybody gets it. Like sometimes when we would get a cold or a flu in the house, half the people get it and half the people wouldn't, but this, yeah, it's horrible. Prayers. Hey, we got Karen's story. Hello, everyone. Hello to you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hoping to have a nice week, a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. I lose my space. This is the one thing about StreamYard is I lose my space because when you scroll down, it like jumps real quickly. So if I miss anything, yeah, I hope you feel better. Thank you, Camping Therapy. I'm so with you. If it helps 1%, I'll take 1%. You know, even 1% of the 300,000, even 10%. I heard a doctor on a radio show last week. I'll just give you a couple of the highlights. He called in, and he's a critical care doctor, and I believe it was in New York, and he said the average everyday person does not know how bad this is. He said they are completely worn out at the hospital. How sad it is when these elderly folks pass away without loved ones by their sides. How scared they look when the doctor has to tell them we need to put you on a respirator, which they know is getting super serious at that point. He said the PTSD that's going to be a backlash from this, because if you think about it, you know, these are not necessarily like, like wartime medics, that are dealing with the sheer number of trauma that is occurring in some hot spots in the country or all over. And he said that the trauma and dealing with how much death is happening is a real problem. Like they're already having support groups and stuff like that to talk about it. I don't want to imagine, I can't imagine, but I do hear that, and it makes me only want to be more, I just take it super seriously. Yeah, I've never thrown caution to the wind with it. Like I just, it's, yeah. So 1% is 1%. And that was his comments too. He's like, even if it's only 10% effective, then just do it. He said he also, when he would go after a long day and maybe a handful of people would die, and he'd be at the store and somebody'd have their mask, down around their chin or something like that, it would just, it would just make him so mad. But he's like, what do you do? I just have to, yeah, it's just too sick to do anything. Yeah. Lost taste and smell. And that, that's what I'm hearing from a lot of people. Karen says, hi, Mr. Mountain, good to be here. And nice to have you as well. Good to see all the regulars back here. Yeah, taking zinc. I'm not sure about, I'm only going to say this. I'm not saying this on a humorous note, but do you know the irrationality of stocking up on toilet paper? If you go back to one of my old live streams, I talk about that. If there was any kind of mild irrational stocking, or at least rational, let me say rational stocking, I would have thought people would have stocked up on things like vitamins or green tea, who knows, soup. I mean, just things you think about like cold and flu, like what can I do to boost my immune system? What's it going to be like? Not toilet paper. I never understood the toilet paper thing. Like, I don't know if zinc works or not, but if there had been a zinc shortage, it wouldn't have surprised me as much as toilet paper did. What an arbitrary thing to do. Yep, I'm on a bunch of vitamins. Okay. Story says the healthcare professionals are having severe trauma right now. It's bad. Yeah, this was the testimony from that doctor I had heard on the radio as well, that it's just, I mean, these people are the creme de la creme of our society with education, knowledge, and know-how. So these are the best, examples of professionals. So to test them to this is just crazy. You have to go to the hospital. Don't risk it. Yeah. Whoop. I think I jumped one. My son-in-law is an ER nurse and he got it. Rest of his family is fine. He's recovering. Oh, good. Rest of his family is fine. I'm wondering if because he was already an ER nurse, if he was already kind of in the house, doubly, triply, safe and quarantining and whereas most folks are just, kind of interact and mingle within the house naturally. We're doing everything we not to go to the hospital. I hope not, Blondie. I hope you guys are on the up and up and you're on this next week and you're like, woohoo, I'm feeling better. No proven effect, but if you feel it helps, it's worth it. Okay. I agree, Blondie. My wife is a go-getter and it takes a lot to slow her down. And she didn't get out of bed for 2 weeks. I can imagine how she felt. Right. It's very dangerous, serious. Right. Blondie, I've been that way the whole time. I'm just like, it's just, yeah. I mean, and the thing I feel sadly about in general is, I made a comment earlier that I think a lot of, not you guys, we have a general consensus here. It seems like most folks, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine too. But it seems like a lot of folks are giving feedback, but of a similar tone. But the mentality of outside of, that it's not real until it happened is a horrible way, to, that's like, I mean, we always make analogies. Everybody makes analogies. That's like driving 100 miles an hour everywhere you go in your car. But the person will not slow down until an actual car accident happens. But people tell them, you better slow down. It's very dangerous. It's not safe to go that fast. Please slow down and be careful. And somebody's like, nah, I don't believe it. And then boom. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it is real, so I completely agree with what Blondie said here. It's very dangerous. We're at the time of new humanity, reset humanity, trying to become better, not die. I hope to, yeah. And, we'll get through this, things they'll be on the up and up and there is some good news on the horizon. And with that, I should segue into a couple of, stories and some of the things we talked about. Let me go ahead and get over here to, well, quickly, let's go ahead with my social media handles. We got Twitter at Mr. Mountain_man. Instagram is the same. Housekeeping for the week of December the 14th, 2020. Let's see. One thing is I am working, so you guys are tired of hearing this, but I am working on still on the Tail of the Dragon video, but I decided to do something a little different with my videos. It's a small thing, but it's taken a little bit longer. I'm hoping to finish that little project that was a tangent in the next week or so and get that video out. I also had a desire to go see some Christmas lights and hopefully maybe record that. Would love to do that. Things have been a little cuckoo lately trying to get organized about stuff. So I'll do my best to get that back out again. Like on the Eclectic Handyman side of the house, I have a boatload of videos. That one's a lot easier because a lot of stuff's from the house. I'm backlogged. I got 6, 8, 10 videos probably on that side easily. I just haven't published yet. So more is coming. But in the interim, we always got Mondays, and I don't foresee any issue on Mondays unless one of these falls on like a holiday. I think Christmas is on a Friday and New Year's. So we should be here every Monday having our fireside chat, as we are having right now. And, we should be pressing on here with some routine, which is more than welcome. Also, let me catch up on the comments real quick because I saw a bunch pop up real quickly. I hate to leave good company, but got to go shower and hit the hay. Much safe. Okay, good night. And I also saw, good night, Loggy Doggy. Thanks for stopping by. 3 Amish teenagers got killed this morning, 7 in a buggy, and they ran a stop sign, pulled out in front of a dump truck. That's so sad. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, you're up there in Amish country in Pennsylvania for sure. Oh, that's a sad story. Very sad. Get off here. Get it rest. Love y'all. Everyone have a blessed night. You as well, Blondie. Please rest and take it easy. I hope you get through this. Tell the traveling Hoosier we said hello, sending prayers your way. The best thing you can do for the next generation is plant a tree. Right, Mike, coming up. Stories are coming up. Sorry, reading. Yes, thank you there, Foxy. Yes, I echo Smoky Mountain Hikers comments and sentiment. Thank you. That is very sad. Chad is heading out. Good night, everyone. Heading out. Hope everyone takes care and stays safe. You as well, Chad. Please, prayers for your family. I hope things are going well. And you guys are also on the up and up for time for the holidays. Thank you for joining us and saying hello. Really appreciate it. Take care, Chad and Blondie and all the folks that took off. Alternate YouTube channel for home repairs and car repairs. Watch the Eclectic Candyman. Thank you for that plug, Foxy Wolf. And by the way, here's another housekeeping item. Oh, yes. Hope things pan out. YouTube.com/Eclectic Candyman. Thank you, Story Has It. That was really cool of you putting it in there. And Foxy. One of the things I was going to tell you, and this is a good thing to say. Of course, most of the people who just departed are sick and have a serious condition, but I do pay attention when I do flip over to housekeeping and news and notes to see if, folks are interested or drop off. This is the format that I use here and I enjoy it. I'm always welcoming feedback on the channel. So if there's something you do or don't like, please let me know. Hopefully it's not when the news comes up, everybody leaves. This is to be an entertainment value and to spark good conversations and to inform you about what's happening in Western North Carolina, as well as other fun places, even if you're not from here. So feel free to offer any feedback if there's a part you don't like or don't care for. But away with that, on we go. Basically, I'm saying two-way street. I don't mind the feedback. All right. So first up, second up, what do we got here? All right. Go over here. Application window. As always, I like to give a little extra insight into what's happening over here in the social media world. Let's see. I haven't posted very much, and that's silly because there have been beautiful pictures and things to share with you all. So my apologies. We already talked about Happy Thanksgiving. There's one of some tree lights. Yay. Hey, Larry, there's the red lights. And those are green actually over there. So yes. Thank you, Rita. The lights are looking good. I appreciate that. Next up, speaking of routine, I got back on the grill. I like to grill on Sunday nights. Finally got back into a little routine. And we're cooking here. Oh, Chad said they're having trouble with the Bills. Yeah, I know they did, and that stunk. Looks delicious. How'd the Steelers lose? I know that's terrible. By the way, I don't know who U.S. Coastal Wear is. You don't have to say, but if you are on here, I'd like to say hello because you comment on my Instagram, and that's very nice. Looks yummy, says Rita. Thank you. Yeah, the lighting wasn't that good, but we had corn on the cob. The burgers were great. Angus beef. They were good. That looks like a hot dog, but that's actually a flame right there. And then, yeah, Santa Claus came through town. Check out Santa Claus and the Dalmatian dog here on the fire truck. Isn't that pretty cool? So got to see Santa, and Santa had glasses on. So that's pretty cool. And feel very special that Santa Claus came through town. All right. And just to show you what, let's see, does it show? Okay. It did show. I do have a Eclectic Candyman, Instagram account as well. I know we're on the Mr. Mountain Man live stream, but it's all me, guys. And so this is my weekend warrior type stuff around the house. And, it's been painting and fixing and this is just a smidge. I should take more pictures of all the little things that I get into. I put that new valve in there. That was fun. I've been upgrading a lot of the switches in the house. That was the video I made. Just all kinds of stuff going on. And actually, there's some projects I got into. I just didn't have time to record. There was just not enough time. The thing I was doing needed to just get done. And I was like, dang, that stinks. It would have been nice to have a video, but I didn't have time for it. So anyway, let's see if there's any comments before I move on. Oh, thank you, Larry. I think you're doing great with your format. I'm not dropping off. I appreciate it. Thank you for the feedback. That is awesome. There's the food on the grill again. Yes, Foxy Wolf. And David says, love your channel. Don't change a thing. Thank you. Well, that's great to hear. I appreciate it. Thank you for that feedback. And it's good to know that you guys enjoy some of this as well. And so there's the housekeeping for the week of December the 14th, 2020. All right. So with that, let's get in. And I think we'll have a couple of stories here for Mike. I think Foxy made a comment. Somebody said stuff about trees. So you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Got a couple of cool articles here. Let me get this shared up here. And sorry, it's just taking a second to load. Yes, story has it. After this year, we can all use a little Santa cheer. Mom is here. Hey, howdy. I hope you're having a great start to your week. Nice Monday. Love you guys. You can come to our house and do stuff and film. Right. I got more than I can handle on my hands. How about you come here and fix some stuff? It's always funny because it's all tongue in cheek, but like I'm like running around ragged, like, the last several years of kids and all this. And, somebody will walk by in the neighborhood, and leisurely walk, might be retired, and I'll be cleaning a car and trying to scrub. And I know they're just making small talk and they're like, hey, you can clean my car next. And I'm thinking in my head, how about you come over and do some work at my house? Because I got a laundry list, like 75 things. It's all joking. And so anyway, just sarcasm to sarcasm. Yes, trees are like the lungs of the earth. All right, it loaded. Hold on. Let me get this sharing. All right, share the screen. And we got a Chrome tab here. And boom, boom, boom. And present. And back. And let me make sure it looks good. Bingo. All right, first up, I actually have 2 tree articles. Let me get the Led Zeppelin out of the way. All right. Panic buying Christmas trees. Farms run out, lots close early as people load up on cheer. And by the way, I had actually contemplated this year going and cutting down a tree and getting a real tree, but not only were we super late, but then after reading this article, there wasn't a chance. This is actually a little bit of a longer article, and there's so many good details. I'm going to read a good bit of it to you, so hang tight with me. A cold drizzle fell on Boyd's Christmas trees, but the holiday spirit hummed along pace at the Suwana River Road tree lot, where Rhonda Heath said she's had the best season in more than a decade. With COVID being on this year, I've had customers tell me they wanted something happy in the house. She said they really wanted something pretty to look at, and some that usually do artificial. This year, they wanted a live tree. Not only that, but they wanted to go big. But undersupply, a lingering effect on the recession, has bumped up against that demand, driving customers to travel long distances to snag a tree where they could, including from the tiny lot across from the Asheville Municipal Golf Course, industry experts say. Customers who drove from Tennessee told Heath everything closer to home was too scraggly, expensive, or both, if they could find anything at all. She sees cars with tags from all over the Southeast pull into her lot, loaded with customers who snap up multiple trees. It's just been unreal how everybody's so excited to get a tree. Some Christmas consumers this year are finding tree lots and farms sold out of the biggest trees early, with some closing early due to the lack of inventory. This was the case with Joanne Yoder, president of Brumit Restaurant Group, who went searching for a tree November 30th with her husband Keith and their daughter. The Yoders usually buy from Boyd Mountain Christmas Tree Farm, a Maggie Valley choose and cut operation, unrelated to Boyd's Christmas trees in Asheville. Boyd Mountain, however, closed to customers at 5 p.m. on November the 29th. Back in November for a lack of inventory, though their retail lot remained open as of December 10th. The rush on Christmas trees this year has highlighted an industry reality. There are simply fewer trees to go around, particularly mature growth specimens. Christmas trees are particularly slow-growing crop. So this is the thing that ties into the recession. Taking 7 to 10 years on average to develop from seedlings to harvestable size. Once planting is complete in any given season, the future number of trees is fixed. The trees now coming into harvestable height were those planted during the recession of 2007, 2008, the financial crisis. The problem is at the time, some growers either got out of the business or found economic conditions unfavorable for planting a large harvest. So you got a 1-2 punch between 13 years ago, the financial crisis, and now with COVID, everybody wants to decorate and do things a little bigger this year. So now a dozen and change years later, a pandemic has driven an unfathomable and unpredictable demand for holiday cheer. The Cadillac of evergreens, the Fraser fir, is a specialty of the Appalachian High Country and local choose and cut farms, or those where families can pick and fell their own trees, have been mobbed. This is really super interesting. And then I have another one about trees here in a second. But yeah, so there's a shortage. And it was interesting because I heard an actual broadcast about this same thing. And there's that interesting phenomenon I talked about. I'm going to connect the dots. Do you guys remember me talking about the toilet paper stocking up and all that craziness? They say that a lot of the toilet paper thing was caused by social media. What happened was, and they think the same thing has happened with trees. You get a sector of the country, maybe it's the Southwest, it could be New Mexico or California, or it doesn't matter, some state, where all of a sudden something runs out. And then everybody gets on social media and starts posting, hey, there's no toilet paper at Costco and Sam's Club. Better go get some. And it falsely creates this panic rush to buy. Well, apparently trees went through the same thing, that once a few lots started running out, people started to gobble them up. And one report I read said that people were buying multiple trees. I don't know if they were putting them on the secondhand market or they just wanted to decorate their house with more than one tree. But apparently they became a premium all of a sudden. And social media had lent itself to that, in that people started to say, hey, there's no trees around. And then all of a sudden everybody goes out and panic buys, and now there's no Christmas trees. So anyway, a bummer. And I'm going to talk about in a minute, probably more on the other article. A lot of these trees are, as the article mentioned, native to this area of the country. We should feel special. And above 3,500 feet, absolutely beautiful. I am a huge fan of pine trees and evergreens. I'm actually thinking of buying a few seedlings because the Fraser firs, there's a bunch of different types of firs. There's like canine fir, Fraser fir, the oh gosh, there's a slew of them. Balsam fir. They all have variations. Some are more cold weather tolerant, some are more drought weather tolerant, some have this kind of soil, that kind. Some have pine needles that are more resilient, some don't. Would love to plant a few of these, but I'm particular. There's certain kinds of pines I don't like, but I'm just a big fan of them. Listen, hey, I always forget to show you guys this. You see this right here? This is from, if I'm not mistaken, okay, it doesn't matter. This is either from August or September, and it still has needles, although they're falling off of my lap. Either from my birthday trip to Mount Mitchell or the subsequent one where I said it was 30s in the summer. This still has the needles on it. I would love this kind of pine to plant in my yard. I love these things. It still smells. I'm not lying. Still smells. It's super awesome. How cool is that? I don't know why. I love it. I think that's really cool. Let's see if there's any comment. Wanted to see a longleaf pines on my bucket list. So many people are doing numerous trees in their homes this year, not just one tree. Okay, yeah, and that's probably a cause of it as well. I think you should slow down now. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the holidays. Life's short. Take the family out and look up the lights. Eat a pizza. Watch television. Those kids will grow. Yes, super sound advice, Rita. And you couldn't be more right. And it has been on my mind. Trust me. But like there were like 18 things happening at once. Those 18 things have pretty much been done. And the full focus is on the season. I got vacation coming up. I mean, just staying at home, but time off of work, and I'm just going to be enjoying the family. And that is the truth. And we do get pizza. We usually get Papa John's, and we do watch television. Actually, I'll tell you, I meant to talk earlier, not to talk over my news, but we all watched, when we put up the tree, our tradition is to watch Christmas Vacation. And then after that, it's an old movie, but one I didn't really watch it growing up, but I do enjoy it now, is White Christmas with Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, and Rosemary Clooney. Rosemary Clooney, I did not know was from Kentucky and absolutely loved it. Kentucky girl. And also Vera Ellen is in that. Just a great old classic movie. I love traditional, like old school Christmas music. I think White Christmas is probably one of my favorite songs from that movie, which is Irving Berlin's score, and which the movie was created on. And so yes, Rita, definitely pumping the brakes of life. It's time to. They are so messy. Pine cones, pine straw, squirrels make a mess of them. Offer you a bedroom to sleep in. Oh, that's great. I love the camaraderie. I was obsessed with anything that hangs from trees in Florida and the tumbleweeds in Nevada. Tumbleweed was going to be my souvenir. That's awesome. Oh, hey, we got Jennifer Rathbone here. Good evening, Mr. Mountain, everyone in chat. Good evening to you as well. Hope you're having a nice start to your week and a great Monday. Might get some snow in Western North Carolina, maybe Wednesday morning. You might get more than us. It's that funny, that difference between Asheville and over there in Canton, Candler, Waynesville kind of area. Sometimes they'll get it and we don't. Anyone see the story about the owl that was huge Christmas tree during transport to location was checked out by rescue and later released? That's super cool. No, I didn't. That's the kind of articles, by the way, Karen, that I would normally have if I come across those. Oh boy, I got behind the comments quickly. Spanish moss, beautiful. They are super cool. Live trees are hard to manage. I used to get them years ago, but started worrying about fire from drying them out. That's good to know. I definitely need to educate myself if I ever do. I think next year when we're, we don't have floors torn up on Thanksgiving, I'll probably actually try to do the cut down the tree thing. I actually would like to make a video about it. He was so pitiful, story has it, by Rockefeller Center, got its tree and people hated it. Oh, okay. And they did see that story. I was worried nobody was planting any new live oaks, and when the old ones die, they're all gone. Yeah, I remember when that tree ended up, but the owl was beautiful. My favorite trees are cypress trees that grow in the swamps. Yes. You mentioned the tail of the dragon, which reminds me of my drive down from Mount Mitchell. Looked in the rearview mirror, and there were 10 to 15 sport cars behind me, Porsche, Ferraris, Lamborghini. When I was on Mount Mitchell, all this frustrated me. I have a clip, and I wasn't able to get it. It's silly, stinking me. I was running out of memory on my phone. There's no excuse. I have plenty of space and just didn't take enough stuff off of pictures and stuff and of family photos and videos. And two, not Ferrari, Lamborghinis, 2 or 3 were racing, and it sounded so good. And I was already pulled over, and I had a great recording of it. But then I look at the phone, it was like memory full, and it didn't shoot it. I was so disappointed because it was super awesome. I had a really great cut of it. Yeah, Mellow Mushroom. Mellow Mushroom was the first pizza place I ever went in when I came to Asheville 20 years ago, when we went downtown with my sister, who shows up here from time to time. Any of the people in Deep South, you put my mind at ease by planting new live oaks, even though they're going to take hundreds of years to grow. Yeah. Well, we are surrounded by trees where I live. I mean, there are trees everywhere. But we did have oaks in Florida. We had a lot of oak trees. I don't know if they were what particular species or variety of oaks, but oak trees were native to Florida. Palm trees were not, as far as if I recall correctly. Palm trees were actually imported, and they grow there quite well. But if you look at the history, they're not actually native to Florida. Oh, they named him Rocky. Okay. Watched 4 Christmases tonight. Decked the halls last night. Oh, cool. What channel were those on? Or did you just have the movie? Living Like Larry. Yeah. Oaks grow shallow and usually die up through the center, making them very dangerous. Okay. Oh, I was talking about live oaks. With the branches that grow up to 60 feet long. Okay, interesting. Hey, we got Chris about t-shirts. Mellow Mushroom is the first place I ever ate with Mr. Man. That's right. Chris, great to have you here. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. I hope Mindy is doing well. It's nice to see your smiling face, even if it's in a picture. Yes, Chris, Mindy, Will Don, the gentleman slips my name. Josh, Belton, and myself went to the Mellow Mushroom at the Island in summer of the previous year. And I really do miss those times. I really miss being able to get together. But I have a little excerpt from that day on a video on my channel called Meet Up with Yankee in the South or something like that. It's one of the early videos on the channel. And right at the end, it shows the Mellow Mushroom. I like the Mellow Mushroom. It's a great place. Good memory, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I believe that's correct about the palm trees. And if Hike with Mike was still here, he might be able to also confirm. Hurricanes, tornadoes, taking out those oak trees. They're dead in the center, making them easier to come down. Reminds me when I hiked to the Dragon on Parsons Branch Road and saw a cop pull out and chase some sports cars that were racing. I have another clip. I'm really excited to show you guys about how crazy the tail of the dragon is. Something happened on that. I need to edit it just right so I could make extra notice of it. There's a little nugget to be continued. For Christmas, this was on AMC. I have Deck the Halls. Okay, I need to add AMC into the rotation to check their channel out for classic movies as well. Lots of live oaks in my area, Florida. The biggest threat is not hurricanes, developers. That makes sense. Yes. All right, let me go to the next story. All right, it's another tree one. All right, here we go. So you guys know that I love Mount Mitchell. And if you look at my videos, I talk about, so you see in that picture, that is not my pic. I should have put one of my pictures. That's not my picture, but you see the trees, those evergreens, those pine trees there that look dead and they look like sticks. Well, so you got two pictures here. You've got the area where these trees grow, which, as I mentioned, we should all feel special because they're here, like the Fraser fir, everybody's favorite Christmas tree, growing natively in our upper backyard. But this is a positive article. After decades of devastation, a comeback for Western North Carolina forest. On the Spruce Fir Nature Trail in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, a forest that looks like it belongs in a fairy tale grows on the slopes of Klingman's Dome. Soft green moss covers logs and rocks and tree trunks, muffling the sounds of cars passing nearby. I bet you I'm painting a picture for Smoky Mountain hiker right now because he's there a lot. The trees grow so closely together in some places they're impossible to walk between. But hundreds of dead trees spot the high slopes. They look like toothpicks, sharp and thin. And when the clouds come down across the mountain, there is something spooky about them. The trees are the skeletons of Fraser firs, Christmas trees, a species native only to the southern Appalachians and a relic from the last ice age. As conifer forests disappeared from the south when the glaciers retreated and the climate warmed, some trees found refuge on cool, high peaks. Fraser fir and the red spruce, the two dominant tree species on these high mountains, form the base of a complex ecosystem full of plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. But in the fall of 1957, here's your history for you, something strange started happening. The Fraser firs on Mount Mitchell began dying at an alarming rate. It was when the balsam woolly, I always mess up this word, adelgid, I think. Make fun of me if I said it wrong. It's this insect, the balsam woolly adelgid, a small, fluffy white insect from Europe that had been killing trees across Canada and the Northeast. By the 1980s, it had spread across the southern Appalachians. 67% of adult Fraser firs succumbed to the adelgid. Please laugh at me if I'm saying that incorrectly. But it's the bug that killed these trees. Many that died remained standing, riddling the forest with stark, ghostly trunks. Here comes the good news. But decades later, the Fraser fir is making a comeback. That was the first wave. It went through, wiped out the majority of mature trees. Fortunately, there was a regeneration. Kevin Potter, a researcher at North Carolina State University, says, but in the late 1990s, Johnson and other park rangers started seeing a decline in the adelgid population after about 10 years of managing for them. So they're basically, they now know what they're dealing with, and they're handling it. And over many decades, it's fixing the problem. That pattern of decline, she says, was what they were hoping for. The good news, not only for this rare ecosystem, but for North Carolina's extensive Christmas tree industry. 50 million Fraser firs are grown on Christmas tree farms in the state. But like natural stands, trees grown on farms are also susceptible to the adelgid. Jill Sidebottom, a mountain conifer specialist with NCSU, says she worked closely with the Christmas tree farmers on pest management. So this thing still exists. I did read about it. You can use the, what's that oil called? There's an oil that I used to use on roses when I lived in Florida to try to keep the insects away. Anyway, there are a couple of ways, and there's some pesticides to kind of keep this, but it's positive news. These are the most beautiful areas. When you hear me, if you watch my Mount Mitchell videos and you hear me going on and on and on about how great it smells and how much I love the smell up there and how clean the air is, it's these Fraser firs and these pine trees up there. They're absolutely awesome. I'm just going to answer this question quickly. It's Mount Mitchell. Tallest location east of the Mississippi. Let me see. Oops, I think I skipped around. Oh, Fast and Furious Smoky Mountain Drift. Yeah, that should be the next one, right? Yes, Foxy Wolf beat me to it. Yeah, so back to the trees. This is positive news. I didn't know that they were on the path to recovery. The signs up there, maybe I skimmed them too quickly, talk about the balsam woolly and how it came in and killed these trees, but it didn't. I didn't read. I mean, again, I may have glazed over. I didn't read about the recovery process. That's good to know. I thought if my mom is still here, there's a tree that they had in the West. Was it the ash? Yeah, and somebody else is reading it. Maybe it's, yeah, here. Did the emerald ash borer down there killed so many ash trees up here? I think it's the ash. There's something up there in Ohio or all over the country, something, some fungus or bug or insect or whatever, again, came from Asia or Europe, and it killed all the trees. But so a lot of times when I hear this kind of stuff, I don't think that there's a recovery. So when I go up to Mount Mitchell, I'm like, that's it, and it's going to get worse. Really good to know that park rangers and stuff are, managing this. Yes, I hope they make a full recovery, says Chris, as me as well. Is it a tea tree oil? It must be. Oil, flowers, insects. What's that called? Oh, is it? What is the name of that? Is it not a neem oil? It might be the neem oil, right? You guys ever heard of that? Once I hear the name of it, it's kind of like a natural way of getting to them. Yeah. Oh, gee, Foxy Wolf is always one step ahead of me. Glad to know the trees are coming back. Those bare trees did not look pretty. That is right, Rita. I agree. That's what and Foxy got it. Neem oil. Yes, I should just keep reading the comments. You guys are ahead of me. The pine bark beetle is killing a lot of pine trees in Florida. That stinks. One of the things I do love in the South are the, so I'm talking a lot about the spruce and the kind of the Christmas tree looking pines, but like down in South Carolina, they have those, 40, well, we have some here too in the Carolinas and the mountains that, the trunk is 40, 50, 60, 70 feet, whatever it is. And then the pine is at the top. You get a lot of that in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, beautiful, beautiful trees. Yeah, they are, says, it says Smoky Mountain Hyper. Neem oil, yes. And Hike with Mike says auric oil. I'm not sure. Neem oil sounded right, but maybe that is. I remember because I was in Florida and I needed to combat some stuff. I had a much harder time. I don't grow roses anymore, but they grew so well when I lived in North Carolina the first time, South Carolina. But when I lived in Florida, I had a hard time. Just so many insects and the heat and everything there. It's really tough. Prescribed burns in Florida help fight the pine bark needle. Okay, yeah. I believe the American chestnut is the one. Okay. Is one of them too, says Kentucky Girl. I've noticed more growing over the years. It's good to see. Yes. I bet you brought that little bit of tree back from Mount Mitchell on your last trip because you were saying you wanted that smell in your house. Yeah. And so Rita, every week I have it and I keep forgetting to show the channel. I'm like, I keep forgetting that I had this here and say, hey, guess what? I still have it. I was trying to see if there's anything else. I usually stop the live stream and I'm like, oh goodness, I forgot to show everybody that. I meant to type out, didn't the American chestnut die out? Yeah. That I do not know. I've seen those stick trees on the highest peaks and I wondered about them and thought, well, maybe it's the altitude. Glad they are recovering. Me too. Yeah. Yes, Angela. And Mom did. Okay. The ash borer killed those behind the patio and pretty much all the ash trees in the state. Okay. Thank you for confirming. And that's what Larry said as well. Hey, we got Tim Wheaton. Good evening, Mr. Mountain and Mountain Man family. Hope everyone is doing well and good. You as well, Tim. Nice to have you here on the back end of the Mountain Man Monday. Better late than never. Hope you're having a great week and a great start to your Monday. We're just talking a little bit about trees in the mountains here and hopefully that they're coming back. Yeah, the chestnut blight came from Asia. I usually hear from Asia, or that's why, the first time I traveled internationally and they were really locked down on what foods and fruits you could bring back, I was like, I'm like, what's the big deal? Well, because that stuff can come over with some, little insect or bug that is not native to the area of travel and can do great havoc. And so, yeah, I use the auric oil to protect my bonsai trees. Oh, okay, cool. Pine beetles were here last summer in Alabama. I could actually hear them chewing. There were small holes in the tree. Oh, wow. That's a serious bug. I think people in Appalachia actually made money in the fall by collecting the chestnuts. Oh, that's cool. I like to watch a lot of like history stuff too about this area. You guys remember that one day I watched that esoteric documentary on Amazon about the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority. Of course, all of you from Tennessee know all about it, but I didn't know what it was about. It was like an old promotional video to try to get farmers into grading their land and like yielding to the new river system and the dams and how they would do stuff. And, some people were hesitant, and it's an old black and white documentary, but I like to learn a bunch of different random stuff. I keep getting auto-corrected by YouTube. Yeah. Another random documentary I saw recently on PBS, Ken Burns, who has made like a bazillion documentaries since, I don't know, the 80s. An incredible filmmaker, hails from Vermont, and just a very, very interesting man, has an incredible slate of work. There was a really cool documentary about him. Just ran across it one night looking at the channels. Very cool guy if you've ever heard of him before. The chestnut trees covered most of the U.S. When those of us who were not Native Americans wandered here, we brought the crud. Right. Yep. And my property in the middle of Georgia was a disaster from 3 kinds of beetles. They only took one side of my yard because would not cross the asphalt driveway. Wow. Oh, that's interesting too. Yeah, these things are crazy. So, a little bit of positive news. Maybe in the next decade or so, look for, I'm hoping Mount Mitchell, and I wonder if they'll ever cut down the ones that are dead in lieu of the better ones. But I mean, who's going to pay for that? I mean, it's rough terrain up there. I'm sure they're just waiting for them to naturally, go, fall down or whatever. Let's see if I missed anything here. Okay. All right. Oh, last article. Just a little heads up if anybody's traveling to the state. Governor Cooper announces a curfew for COVID-19 as the cases surge here. Essentially, it started last week that a modified stay-at-home order requires people to stay at home between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. Runs through January 8th. It means what it says. People are stay at home between those hours. Cooper said at a press conference. He said more restrictions could be implemented if trends don't turn around. Under the order, bars, restaurants, salons, entertainment venues, and most retail businesses must close by 10. There are some exceptions to this if you're traveling for work, buying groceries or takeout food, medical care. A lot of the obvious, going to the airport, comply with a court order, taking care of a family member. There's not serious teeth in it. I think it's more for the businesses in general, just to, to kind of, adhere to that new guideline. But I wanted to let you know in case somebody's traveling over here. I know like Larry was in the area recently and such. I mean, I don't know if there's any party animals out there, whatever, during COVID, but yeah, past 10 things aren't happening. So just a little piece of information for the Western North Carolina area. Or if you were planning on going to the Waffle House at 2 a.m, I don't think that's going to happen either. Oh, I forgot I had this article. This was really, there's not much, pardon me. There's not much in the article that's actually interesting. The reason I put it in there was just as a catalyst to talk about how I used to work at Blockbuster Video. There was an article, it was from today. What's moving into the old Blockbuster Video in Asheville? And the former Blockbuster building on Tunnel Road in Asheville is under renovation, and some are wondering what's moving in. It's a WellCare health plan location. I mean, nothing exciting, but functional. But yeah, I worked at Blockbuster Video back in the heyday of video rentals, which was the late 90s. I think I worked there 98. Let me see, 98, 99, 2000. I know I was working there on 9/11. So that would have been 2000. I guess I did work there about 4 years. I worked there all the way until I graduated college. Anyway, that was the time when, there was no Netflix was in its infancy. By the way, another plug. And I know Forks and Knives is still on my list. I just haven't been watching a ton of TV, but there is a Netflix documentary on Amazon Prime you can watch. It's really cool. But Netflix was in its infancy. People were still going to video stores to rent. Smartphone hadn't really been invented yet, so people were going to the video store. So on Friday nights, we would have a line that was, I don't know, 100, 200 feet long, wrapped around the store, tons of people. And so, yes, I used to work at Blockbuster. Still have my manager shirt somewhere upstairs. It's pretty crazy. But those were, my least favorite part about that job was doing inventory. We would stay open. I think it was once a month. No, excuse me. We wouldn't stay open. We closed at midnight, and you would do inventory from midnight until like 8 a.m. the next morning. Well, and that's a weird shift if you're not used to it. So you scanned. We had the scanners. We put them on extension cords. They weren't wireless, and you would go through and you would scan every single tape, every DVD, every package of M&Ms, every Coke bottle, water, bag of candy, stuffed animal toy, used video game, everything. And then when we were done, if there was a discrepancy in the inventory, you had to go reconcile it. So you're dog tired at 8 a.m. and they're like, well, we're missing a copy of, Driving Miss Daisy. Go see if you can find it. So we go look for it and like, it's not there. And then eventually we'd have to find out if it was stolen or not. And crazy times. Reliving some memories there. And then finally, the 7-day forecast. So it's going to be chilly if you notice here in Western North Carolina, at least at Asheville. But by the way, Asheville is roughly 2,000 feet in elevation. So when you look at this forecast, this does not represent any higher elevation or places like Mount Mitchell or, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. This is about 2,000. So it's a good average for Western North Carolina. Highs in the 40s, lows in the 20s. Chance of snow Wednesday morning, I heard. Nothing major. And so that does it for the news and notes of the week of, let's see, December the 14th, 2020. Let me catch up on some comments and wrap up here. If I miss anything, by the way, just retype it. I'm trying to pick up. I picked rocks for my souvenirs from Costa Rica, and standing in a field before boarding, they searched bags and took them. Glad it wasn't something I could get arrested for. Right. You never know. I mean, I've flown from Puerto Rico before, and they also, too, you have an agricultural scan. Florida, when you drive through, the trucks have to go through an agricultural scan because the port is down in the southern part of the state. So, the Civilian Conservation Corps replanted many forests that were over-harvested. My local forest I spend most of the time are pines planted during the Great Depression are now a large, thriving forest. That's awesome. Yeah. I think we're a common community here that Mr. Mountain Man, we like outdoors, and we enjoy that kind of thing. So I think most of us enjoy a nice outdoor and that hasn't been over harvested or dead from whatever, weird thing that's come, and killed our trees. We've been under that same curfew for weeks in Ohio. Okay. Yeah. I don't do anything that late anyway, so it's no big deal. Ken Burns and Rick Stevie's are both awesome. That's cool to know. Karen. Yeah. Ken was a really cool man. Cool guy. Angela, you mean you can't bring home a rock? Do you mean kudzu? If so, not so bad here, but it is the Asian weed that needs some moisture. Yeah, kudzu is crazy. It is. It covers everything in the summer. Those beetles kill a tree fast, and we've had to have 3 professionally removed. That stinks. Meant kudzu, but I keep getting autocorrected. Heard that's the vine that ate the South. Right. I still have a Blockbuster card. Rita, if I remember, I should dig mine out. I saved it, and I have my shirt. How do you plant kudzu? Throw down the seeds and run like the wind. Right. Yeah, that's true. Kudzu is crazy. That stuff, you're driving down the road here and, June, July, and you can't even see the trees anymore. That stuff's all over it. Lost 25 trees, and most of those are huge southern pines. Those are the ones I was talking about that are really cool. I have one in my wallet too. I never throw anything out. That's awesome. I remember my number. Because I had to know it as an employee. Yeah, I think I remember it. It was what was it? 237-008-139. 75 or something like that. It's like my paper out. 151007. Man, the crazy stuff. I haven't had that. That was my route number. 151007. I mean, that's been 27 years ago. You can find kudzu in a lot of places here in Kentucky. Do you have kudzu in Ohio? Good question. I do not remember. Even removing one tree really changed the landscape. Yeah. Kudzu will take over a place in no time. It creeps up overnight and will cover everything. Grew up in South Carolina. It does die in the winter. I will say that around here. I mean, die or goes dormant. It goes away. Has anyone ever thought of trying to use goats to get rid of kudzu? Interesting. You're going to need like the thousands of those things or for roadside, I think. I had one side of my yard barren. They do not eat it, Kentucky Girl. I thought goats ate anything. I can't do the cold. I was supposed to go camping a week ago and the low was supposed to be 32. Said, nah, give me 95 and 80% humidity. Well, there's plenty of that down there. You can have it and enjoy. You'll probably, before you know it, it'll be back to that. You can actually make jelly out of it, but then it grows twice as fast. Smoky Mountain Hiker, same here, hike with my Smoky Mountain Hiker. So you have Florida in your future, maybe? You can be the you'll have to change your name, like the Florida Hiker or something like that. It's mostly flat down there, but there's plenty of cool places to still walk and stuff. Ask Hike with Mike. He knows the whole area. Bamboo is just as ornery as kudzu. Tough to get rid of. Yes, I've seen bamboo growing on the side of the roads as well. Kudzu may have eaten the South. Now it's the developers, unfortunately. Right. Yeah. Yep. I'm personally opposed to planting a non-native species in your yard or property. Good to know. I read about that before, Kentucky Girl. I was looking to get some hollies, and there was one particular species where like, you can't grow this because it's essentially a weed. That's why nobody would sell it. English ivy will take over too. I wish I didn't plant it. It's climbed trees in the natural areas. It's out of control. Kudzu's all over New York. Oh, lantana is another non-native plant from Australia that is a weed that will take over. I'm really surprised family videos are still open with everything being downloaded or streamed now. Hey, here's a little research for you. There was one Blockbuster left, one, as of, I think, a few months ago. It's a novelty. It is not owned by, the original company that was owned by Viacom. It actually has, you can rent it overnight. They set up a bedroom inside of it, so you can actually rent it like a hotel, and then you can watch any video in the store. And it's become like almost museum-esque, but it's still functioning. Look it up if you'd like to watch a fun video. That was from 2020, I believe. I want to move south. Can't take the Ohio winters anymore. Yeah, the gray days of winter can grow long in the tooth up there. I did head south long ago, then a little further south, and I came backwards a little bit. Not going to Florida, says Smoky Mountain Hiker. Yeah. Okay. But it's good for vacation. Head south and get your fix on the heat and then back at it. Dandelions are considered weed, but I love them. So yeah. And so did Charlie Brown, I think, in his movies, right? Was it Charlie Brown or Lucy or one of them? They liked the dandelions. Be careful with ginger plants. They are very aggressive too. Aren't dandelions a native species for eastern United States? I remember they used to grow in the yard. I've had one or two grow in the yard here. I don't mind dandelions. I think they're pretty until they go to seed. Yeah. That's when the little white ball and you blow them. Those are the seeds, right? Yeah, they grow wild. Hey, listen, I got to wrap it up. I'm at about $1.43, which is a little longer than normal. My voice is starting to get rough like sandpaper. 2 people told me today that I'm looking. Oh, hold on. We got an important announcement here. A really important announcement. Rita is celebrating her 75th anniversary. Happy birthday to you, Rita. That is awesome. I'm going to sing happy birthday. You guys can sing along with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rita. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Everybody's clapping. You can't hear them. Everybody's clapping. Everybody's singing. I wish you a wonderful, happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah, definitely. Big happy birthday to Rita. That is fantastic. One of the biggest supporters and followers of both of my channels. But not only that, a nice person. So happy birthday to you. Smoky Mountain Hiker said, really meant for camping. Don't want to be in the mountains camping in below freezing. Yes, burr. I can take a day hike in it, but don't want to stay. Yeah, I agree. The one thing I like about the cooler weather is you can always bundle up, but when it gets hot, it's really hard to cool down. But I know what you mean, Smoky Mountain Hiker. But you live in an absolutely amazing, beautiful area that people flock to. So I'm sure you appreciate the Smoky Mountains, and hence the name, and just a beautiful, beautiful place. People eat dandelions. I heard that you can cook them, right? And they also have the milk in the stem. Northern eats dandelions like Southern eats turnips and collards. Okay. Yes. Happy 75th birthday. Big happy birthday to Rita. Yes. Lots of happy birthday wishes here. Let me click on all these. Yes. Everyone have a great week. You're welcome, Rita. Yes. You can always stay cool down, hop in a creek. Yeah. If you can find one, as long as you're not in the desert or somewhere out west or something like that. Yes. Thank you to everyone. I enjoyed the conversation. My well wishes and prayers to those of you that are dealing with COVID right now and have gotten sick. Most of them have left, but please also stay safe. Take this thing seriously. It is real. I don't want to hear people have to find out that it's real once they get it. A few more months, guys. The vaccine, the trucks are rolling, things are happening. We're on the up and up. But let's, I want everybody to stay safe. Don't need any report cards from everyone that are suffering from this. I don't want to see anybody hopefully sick. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the light up Christmas trees on this side. Enjoy your family. Watch some Christmas movies. Bake some cookies. Do all the fun stuff. And I think we're back to a little bit of a routine here. So I hope to see you all next Monday on December 21st for another Mountain Man Monday. And yes, Merry Christmas to you, Chris. Hopefully I'll see you in one of these live streams in the community before then, but I hope you are having a Merry Christmas. Yes. Good night. Merry Christmas. Stay safe and wonderful week. Spend time with the family. Yes, very much so. Everyone, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Hope you have a wonderful week. And until next Monday, Mr. Mountain Man signing off. Have a great week, everyone. Take care. Happy birthday, Rita. We'll see you next time.